To quote a great Canadian philosopher, they say that girl, she act too tough. Well, let's tell her, turn off the light. Turn off the light. They say that girl, she acts so rough. Well, let's tell her, turn off the light. Turn off the light. So follow us down, because we are the Shoot Brothers. This is the Shoot Brothers podcast. And turn off the lights, folks, because goddamn, we were in for a treat this week. Some lights out special. And many more, but that's the talk of the town. That's the talk of the wrestling world right now, and we'll get to that because, my God, we got some crazy action this week.
My God. My name is Cameron Osborne. Of course, you just heard
I didn't even intro us.
That's okay. Your name's Mike the Shoot Shepherd. Of course, opening, yes, with the philosophical stylings of one Miss Nelly Furtado. Of course, famously did not take my microphone when I offered it to her at a gig about 4.5 years ago, and I will never forget it. Yeah, I'm putting you on blast, Furtado. I'm coming for you.
Was yours better than hers?
No, it was a situation where it was a charity event where it was supposed to be each person on stage was supposed to come and grab their own mic. And then it was Jim Belushi is speaking on a microphone, and then Furtado comes up, and then I'm like off stage at the front of downstage, I guess, trying to throw this microphone in front of her face so she can realize, no, you don't talking to Belushi's, you talking to this one. But then she never saw me, or she didn't. I prefer to think she didn't care. And then it's just me trying to nudge this microphone in front of her, and she never took it. But that's the long story short. Me and Furtado go way back, Mike. But
why do you prefer to think she didn't care?
More badass that way. It's fuck this little AV tech over here. Nah, I'm speaking it. I got Belushi's mic, and you can't stop me. I like to think it was more of a rebellious act, but Mike, yes, you're right.
As long as it's not rude, because she's always
No, I don't think it was due to being rude. But I do like to think she consciously did it.
Yeah, she's like, excuse me, I'm
Miss Nelly Furtado.
Yeah, what's the Canadian Grammys called again?
Junos.
Junos. I'm Juno award-winning Nelly.
I'm a multiple Juno award-winning. Folks, we got a great show coming up. Of course, Mike, like you said, lights are off, depending on what channel you watch on Wednesday night, and of course, all of our main roster action leading up to Fastlane. It is really our last stop before WrestleMania. But before we get into that main roster action, it's time to crown a new champion. Let's look for a tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week. Of course, ferociously coming off Dust Busta 255s. Just little things. Sometimes that's all you need to do is just make me laugh. Sometimes that's all it needs to be to sort of be.
It's what the world needs, We got to be serious now and then, but some laughter here and there helps.
Of course. And this week's new tweet of the week champion got it in just like a hair under the. Under the hair? What's the expression I'm looking for? In the wire, under the wire,
under the wire. That's definitely
something
one.
Like that. This new Tweety League champion just snuck it in there a mere 4 hours ago.
Oh boy.
Of course, I was gonna get it. Yeah, this week's new Tweety League champion is going out to Amanda Huber. The wife of course, Brody Lee, the mother of Brody Lee Jr., and all these sorts of things, where she had a great post today, because today was the 1-year anniversary of Mr. Brody Lee himself debuting on AEW Dynamite, where she writes a post. 1 year ago, you bet on yourself. It wasn't the debut you envisioned. Rochester would have went crazy, but it's okay, you rolled with it. You were the happiest I had seen you in years. You got to show the world what I always saw. Life went off the rails, and now it's my turn to roll with it. Yeah, that's about it. And then, of course, there was a series of great photos. Of course, all the the photos of when we first saw Brody Lee, when that his hood came off and he's standing there with two of my favorite Canadians, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, standing by his side. Just a couple of hockey fans in the ring. That's really all it was. And we remember a year ago the build up to the Exalted One, and when it finally was Brody Lee, you and I were both insanely surprised.
Yeah, and happy. It delivered on its promise of something big, and he delivered as well. He pulled the Dark Order from, being like very bottom of the card to now being the most beloved stable in the company.
Yeah, some of the biggest baby faces in the whole company.
Permanent baby face.
Overnight. Yeah, permanent baby face. And that's exactly that. When Brody Lee kind of stepped into the fold, we had number 1, we had a 2, a 3. We may have had a 10. Hell, those little creepy crawly things were still kicking around about a year ago.
He got rid of those. Like, we're going to throw out these trash.
What did they call them?
They had the creepers.
They had a name, creepers,
the creatures,
something kind of along those lines. We called them.
We didn't like them though. We
didn't care so much about them. But yeah, Amanda Huber, you are the brand new Tweet of the Week champion, leading us down the road to WrestleMania.
Well deserved. Welcome to the annals.
Well, of course, welcome to the famed hall of such people like Corey Graves and Ronnie Radke. That's exactly right. Tweet of the Week champion.
Maybe maybe one day we'll print off the list and frame it.
I've got of course I do have the running tally of these things. It is very well documented. Of course, the current champion, not like a week by week basis. It's just more of a list of, of course, Randy Orton's at the top of the list, obviously. Rollins, Jericho, and CM Punk are after him on the list, of course, as the 5-time champions. It just keeps moving on, right?
Right, indeed.
Well, let's get ourselves, like you said, Mike, let's get ourselves into some main roster action. This isn't quite our go-home show to Fastlane, of course, because SmackDown, there will be another episode of SmackDown tomorrow night, but let's get into our SmackDown review. Okay, folks, it's Friday night. It's time for SmackDown Live. It used to be on Tuesday, but then I think it was on Friday before, though. No, wait, we used to film it on a Thursday and then release it. It's just SmackDown Live.
Yeah, so, we're pretty much spinning the wheels at this point because we're on the road to WrestleMania, so.
Spin the wheel, make the deal.
Spin the wheel, make the deal. The car takes you down the road. Edge comes out, talking about Roman. We already know what's going on with him, so Daniel Bryan comes out. He throws out his piece because, I don't know. Edge, you're already in the main event. Why do you care so much about Bryan? He's being a bit of a dick.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a okay, when did Edge make that challenge official? Was that at the Chamber?
Yeah, after Reigns beat Bryan.
Right, and then he came out, hit him with a big spear. Edge showing a little bit of aggression.
Yeah, he is who he is. But anyways, Bryan's getting his one-on-one match, so. You won the Rumble. You got to wait months for your challenge, so now it's my turn.
And really, we have, and like you said, Mike, we had these two baby faces in the ring, and Daniel Bryan's our better baby face right now in this SmackDown main event scene.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah.
Edge is going to have his match, and that's how it's going to go.
Perfect.
And then there was just standard multi-man match, the Mysterios, Otis, Ziggler, Rude, all those guys. I don't know, I guess. Or Street Profits were in there as well.
Yeah, Street Profits and the Mysterios get the win. But I think they are being billed as, like, the Mysterios now.
Okay, so they were officially a tag.
I feel as though Corey Graves had, or maybe it was Michael Cole, Bebe, had said that. And as soon as they say it on air, then you know it's good. Then you know what's happening.
Yeah, maybe if they start going for the tag titles and stuff, that could, Rey Mysterio as a tag champ add some legitimacy.
And they have that double 619 that they can always kind of go to. Yeah. They've been working on that for over a year now.
They got the moveset.
Yeah.
So anyways, I think Uso tries to get into Roman's locker room, but Heyman's like, nah, right now.
And this was actually a case where these tag teams, all 4 teams involved, had a name associated with them. Or sorry, I guess I should have said all 4 competitors per side. Street Profits, Mysterios, Dirty Dogs, Alpha Academy. Very rare is it that you see in these multi-man tags everybody with a definable name.
Yeah, with this many teams.
Mm-hmm.
So that was nice. Then we go off location to watch Nia, Shayna, and Reginald go on a shopping spree. Nobody's wearing masks here in any of these stores.
Well, I mean, if you're Nia Jax, you're not doing it anyways because if you know she trusts her immune system.
Yeah. Well, anyways, Nia says, Reggie, you can have anything you want, like a kid in a candy store. But this is high fashion, so we get this musical montage. He's trying on outfits. Nia's judging him, and they're having a lot of fun. Nia's just, slay me, Reggie. Stuff like that. Shayna's just sitting there bored. Eventually, I think she even smacked him in the ass. That's sexual assault. But
it could be.
Maybe not. He seemed into it, so who knows? They're setting up this little romance here. He goes, sits in Nia's lap, and says, what can I do to repay you? And she just smiles, and this steamy music plays as we fade out. You know what? This was kind of funny, and I think it might have been the best segment Nia Jax has ever done.
Wow, hot take.
That's not saying much.
Yeah, it's really not saying much.
If she leans into this, I think she's better at just playing silly, because she's not that much of a monster to me. So.
Yeah, and I think it's really like she was billed as a monster just due to her size, comparatively speaking, to the rest of the roster. But I think to really be, like that reckoning force. Shout out to Reckoning. You need a couple maneuvers that aren't just falling down on someone.
And I think what I like about this the most is that it seems to be the beginning of the split for Shayna and Nia, because Shayna's not enjoying it.
I know Shayna can do so much better. We all know that.
Yeah, that's ultimately what we need. Anyways, Cesaro takes on Murphy, who I don't know if you saw. He made an Instagram post to basically fill in the gaps of the storyline because they weren't going to say anything on TV.
I didn't. But what can you give it like a little Cole's notes about that?
Yeah, he was basically just like, the whole Mysterio family used me. Ray and Dominic got back into relevancy. Leah used him to get on TV and start her acting career, so she left him in the dust.
Is she acting?
She's gone. I don't know, but she's not on TV. She blew it.
Yeah. The Mysterios used Murphy. It wasn't Vince McMahon who used Aaliyah. No, it was Murphy who used used the Mysterios or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but basically at the end of the day, we wasted all those months, and Murphy's back in the same place he began. Anyways, the match itself, Cesaro's just continuing to look good. Goes to hit the big swing, but then Rollins jumps in, so there's a DQ. Beats up Cesaro, hits the curb stomp, and then grabs the chair, but the officials stop him. So, and then I think Nakamura gives him a dirty look when he comes through the curtain.
Yeah, I think Nakamura was kind of helping Cesaro. This
I mean, I think they're still on good terms, even if they're not tagging up as much.
And
they kind of both turned babyface at the same time, separately.
It was a simultaneous separate babyface turn, all leading to Seth Rollins and Cesaro at WrestleMania.
That could be good.
The two dudes are buds. Check out YouTube. They're always doing CrossFit together. I mean, this is these are two of the more athletic people on this main roster, and they have the potential to kind of give it all to us.
Yeah, and especially, on a 2-night WrestleMania, that's the kind of match that you can throw in anywhere.
And wouldn't it be great to Cesaro in a singles match at WrestleMania? I mean, I feel like
gotta be a first for him.
I feel like he's been on the card every single year, but there was, I think he won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. He won. Yeah. He was with Sheamus, probably tagging for a couple of them.
Yeah, that team, I forget what it's called.
Well, I think the Bar.
The League of Nations, I think.
Oh, I was thinking the Bar.
Oh, well, that was that, yeah. I think maybe the League of Nations, I think that might have been slightly before you came.
I think that would have been a little bit before the time frame I was thinking about. Yeah. But yeah, I think the Bar was in that. They were in that match when the Hardys came back.
Ah, yeah.
Of course.
Big returns.
Who can forget that
generation.
Pop? Who can forget that pop?
Kevin Owens comes out for a little Kevin Owens show and brings out Sasha, Bianca. They talk about their match coming up, and he mentions if they win the tag titles at Fastlane, they'll be only the second team in history since Shawn Michaels and John Cena to go into WrestleMania as both tag champs and opponents. It's a little fun fact.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But anyways, they talk about Reggie, and, Bianca says he's not good for you, Sasha. He's going to be a problem for us and this match. She just wants a clean one-on-one, but Sasha gets a little cocky, starts mocking Bianca, and anyways, they're arguing, and so Nia, Shayna, Reggie, they all come out because there's a tag match, but it's not against each other.
Nope.
Yeah. So Sasha, Bianca, Tamina, Natalya, who are just Team Red Black now.
Yeah, I think they're
Red
just
Blacks.
Team We're Here. I'm going to call them.
Well, red and black, they changed their colors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyways, Reggie's just there modeling his new clothes, and Nia's calling him Bay. And anyways, I think all this shit, Reggie's causing distractions, so Sasha chases after him, but loses focus. And then out of all this, Tamina rolls up Belair for a 3 count.
Woof.
Tamina! What an upset.
Woof.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
No, I don't think Belair should be getting beat right now.
Hasn't she?
Even with this bullshit.
She's been so protected lately, and we've seen now, with kind of, and their matches surrounding Nia Jax in some capacity. But remember, Nia pinned Asuka, then Nia pinned Bianca, and now Tamina. Nia pinned Sasha, and now Tamina has pinned Bianca.
Tamina, I mean. As much as we rag on Nia, Tamina's a level below her.
Very weird situations. I mean, of course, Fastlane is this Sunday. I'd love to see Natalya and Tamina added to that tag match. That's the only way I feel like we can justify pinning the Royal Rumble winner.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, what the hell?
And then not fucking give it, add, have it like a 3-way tag of some capacity, and then maybe, throw these tag belts on Natalya and Tamina. I almost don't care anymore due to the NXT women's tag belts.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care about this. I have something better to look forward to now.
Yeah, and I mean, Tamina and Natalya, they're clearly trying to be a team, so whatever. Yeah, throw them in, like you said.
And Natalya, if there's kind of you can kind of make a group of certain wrestlers who we can almost 100% say will never jump ship. Natalya's got to be at the top of that list.
Oh yeah,
at least one of them. She's a fucking lifer. Put this belt on her. And that has she won the Raw and SmackDown belts? I remember she was the SmackDown champ for a period of time.
I think she's
I don't think the Raw belt.
Yeah,
but
she's won the old version, but I guess it's a new title.
Yeah,
so.
not since the brand split and the new titles, and her SmackDown reign was short and a long time ago. It would be great to see, someone like Natalya with these with a tag belt.
Yeah, and then Tamina can get her first ever.
Exactly, give it to her. Her dad,
Two birds.
Her dad's a murderer. Just give it to him. Just give it to her.
Mean not a murderer? He's dead.
Didn't he kill his ex-wife or something?
Jim Neidhart? I don't know.
No, sorry, I was thinking Tamina. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, Jimmy Snuka is absolutely a murderer. Sorry. Both have wrestling fathers.
Absolutely murderer. Absolutely a murderer.
Guaranteed he's a murderer.
Guaranteed.
Jim Neidhart, though. I just wanted to clear his name.
Jim Neidhart just got turned into a table. He's not a murderer like Jimmy Snuka.
Anyways, Belair was mad too. She just yells at Sasha. She's like, "That's on you." She's done with it.
Remember all those months ago, a few years ago. Remember when NXT held that it was like a draft combine. Do you recall 2 years ago, maybe? I only say it. It popped up on my YouTube the other day, and we rewatched it. And I do remember talking to it about you because Bianca Belair just won everything. In the women's category, it would be like the fucking farmer's carry, bench press, jumping, 40-yard dash, and Bianca Belair is just crushing the competition.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, then Big E comes out. And he's got all, a neck brace, a medical boot. But then he just rips them all off to show he's better from that attack from Apollo. And cuts a promo. He's real fired up. He wants a piece of Apollo Crews. He wants to end him. So he says, "Hey, man, you want my title? Get out here." But Apollo doesn't come out. Of course, King Corbin has to show up. And just says, "Hey, man, I want the challenge." But then he doesn't say anything. He starts to say, he's like, "Hey, if you're opening a challenge," but then Sami Zayn runs out and says, "I accept." So he said it first. It's on tape. That's how the rules go. And then Big E's just like, all right, fuck it. Whoever gets in the ring first gets the match. So Sam just runs in, slides it in the ring, and we get the title match. Big E, Sami Zayn. Yeah, this was fun. Sammy was a big part of bringing the prestige back to the Intercontinental title over the last year or so. Mm-hmm. So he always deserved to be in the mix. And, nice match here. Sammy hit a big sunset bomb, but then Big E fires up, has his big comeback, ending with the big ending to get the win, retain the title.
And we're always looking for that multi-man ladder match at Mania.
Yeah, you always need at least one, and it's usually the mid-card.
And it's usually the mid-card, and this could be it. We have the likes of Big E, Sami Zayn, Apollo Crews, King Corbin, someone else. Can we have another King of the Ring tournament, by the way? It's been too long.
We definitely need to, because we're all sick of King Corbin around here.
Or, no, but, yeah, just change it. Just go back.
King Corbin,
just go back. Put on a wig and a jean jacket, and just go back to, or a jean vest, and just go back to the way it was.
Put on like a Shakespearean wig.
Yeah, and just go back to the way it was. It'll be fine.
What if they did another King of the Ring and they just had him win again?
Oh my God, that'd be a. Well, I mean, he's doing something right because he's on television every single week.
Oh yeah, okay.
He's got to be doing something right.
Well, afterwards, Apollo Crews comes out and beats up Big E and grabs the steel steps and hits him with those again. Steel steps been getting a lot of action lately.
It's been nice to see them involved.
Yeah,
the forgotten weapon.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when the kendo stick had its resurgence last year.
Oh yeah, the summer of the kendo stick.
Anyways, Adam Pearce is out in the ring for the Fastlane contract signing. And brings out Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, and Roman just says, "Hey Pearce, get out of the way," because this is his table. He wants to be the head. So cuts a promo on Bryan saying, "Hey, I agreed to that match a few weeks ago, but I don't feel like it now, so I'm not signing." And then Bryan just says, "Okay, well, I'm going to sign it." And who would have thought the head of the table would be afraid to fight someone like me? Maybe that changed last week. Anyway, people have always thought I was better than you for years anyways, so he's just trying to goad Roman into getting angry. And just says, "Hey, man, I'm the self-proclaimed head of the table now. Rule of the island. Maybe I could be head of the whole Samoan family." So he went too far. It works. Reigns gets pissed off enough that he signs the contract, and the match is official. So then I think eventually Edge comes out, or Jey Uso says he wants to be the special enforcer. Then Edge comes out and says, "That's a good idea, but how about me?" So we settle this for the first time in 11 years. Next week on SmackDown, we're going to have Edge in a match, one-on-one against Uso. Winner gets to be special enforcer at Fastlane.
Oh, yeah. Edge is on TV, baby. Yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, we need a matchup for him to have before Mania. Because, I mean, he hasn't actually been in the ring since the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Which I understand his age. I do get that, right? But it is funny to see, when we see these guys winning the Rumble and women winning the Rumble, there's like the mini push where they kind of get a couple wins under their belts so they can kind of build ourselves up to Mania. We just haven't seen that this year with either Edge or Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair's been thrown into this kind of tag thing. I mean, hell, she just got pinned this week. We're less than a month away from WrestleMania, and the Royal Rumble winner is getting pinned. It feels just different than we've done things in the past. Not to say bad or worse. Just things are feeling a little bit different this week, or this year rather than years prior.
Yeah. No. I think in Edge's case, I guess he's just still got that. Even though he's around every week, he's still got that part-time legend status. So I guess for him, wrestling every couple months, I don't know. If he wins the belt at Mania, he's going to be on the show every week with the title and probably wrestling more. So.
You would think, right? Unless they're giving him the Lesnar thing, right? Where you can just kind of show up whenever you want.
Yeah. But I think he wants to be there, so.
You would think.
I don't know. We'll see.
You would think. Yeah, hopefully, we're going to have a great Fastlane show this weekend, I imagine. But yeah, hopefully leading to Mania, we can start kind of getting some momentum with these Royal Rumble winners, right? Like I just kind of picture the old fans are coming back for Edge. For the old fans, Edge versus Roman's badass. But for a new fan who might not know anything about Edge, you're thinking to yourself, like, this guy is not a legitimate competitor because he hasn't been doing much. And you would probably say the same thing about Bianca Belair, right? Man, you don't know much about who she is. And suddenly you're like, wait, well, she keeps losing all the time. There's no way that she's going to beat Sasha.
I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes that's what WWE does, though. They make you go on a losing streak, and then you win the big one.
And you win the big one. Yeah, let's see what Mania brings us that time around. But that was the entirety of SmackDown.
That was that.
That was a lot of fun. Well, let's skip forward a couple days to our flagship show, 25 years, 28 years probably now in the making. Of course, we're talking about Monday Night Raw.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
Where, we have a new WWE champion. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, he won it just a short week or two ago. And just right off the bat, Monday Night Raw, they just announced out of nowhere that Drew McIntyre will challenge Bobby Lashley for the WWE title at WrestleMania.
What a weird announcement.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't do anything. They didn't say why or how. They just said, here's the match. So that's happening. But
Okay. Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, I thought it was going to lead there anyways, but, they could have done something.
Mm-hmm.
Made the match on Sunday for the number one contender. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Lashley, MVP, they come out, cut a promo, talk about Drew, WrestleMania. Miz and Morrison come out. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone's babbling. Sheamus comes out. Everyone fights. It's chaos.
That was about one of the, so there's kind of like three ways you can, or there's like two ways you can start an episode of Monday Night Raw. A 25-minute promo segment, or a 25-minute kind of nothing really ends segment. Like this didn't lead to a match immediately or anything like that. It was just sort of both sides jawing at each other because, of course, we do have Drew and Sheamus coming up on the weekend.
Yeah, but in the meantime, we did get Drew versus Miz here. But, yeah, nothing really special. I guess Morrison threw his sunglasses in the ring, and Drew stomps them.
Wow.
So that was probably a couple $100 down the drain. But anyways, that was the other thing I noticed was Morrison wearing his hairdo up. Looked like Dog the Bounty Hunter or something.
Dog, the big bad dog.
The classic Ozzy Osbourne track. Anyways, Drew McIntyre claymores him. But then he picks Miz up and puts the Hurt Lock on to send a message to Bobby. Gets the win with the submission.
Yeah, I guess that's it. You get that full Nelson on him, just writhing him around. I feel like that finisher won't look good with Bobby on Drew because, like, Bobby's only been doing it to people way smaller than him so he can throw him around. But how can you... I don't think... He's a strong guy. I think it's going to be tough to throw Drew McIntyre around like a ragdoll.
Well, maybe that's what helps Drew get the W.
I mean, that could be the finish. Yeah, I mean, that could be the finish, you can't...
Yeah, that one can go either way. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Just a couple heavy hitters here.
Yeah. But heavy hitters, this might not be one of them because Braun Strowman and Shane come out next. And Shane's just like, I don't know what you want, man. And Braun's like, I've been called stupid all my life by guys like you. Anyways, Shane just starts sliding in more insults to him. And Braun challenges him to a match tonight. And Shane just says, you can't handle me. Now I know you're stupid. And he accepts the challenge.
Yeah, this promo was bad.
This whole feud's been...
This whole thing's been pretty rough. There, and Shane, he kind of like, he's kind of come back on television very subtly over the past couple of weeks. He sort of, crept his way in there. And of course, he's eventually going to creep his way into a program with a promo and a microphone. He slipped up a few times in this promo.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's the last couple of weeks he hasn't been doing that great a job.
Also,
So,
because like stupid isn't like a grown-up insult. It's like a child's insult. So hearing two grown men and it was, you use it once.
I mean,
sure.
it's Randy Orton's thing.
And it's Randman's thing. Use it once in a promo, great. I swear to God, they said the word stupid 14 times between the two of them in this promo, and it's just sort of like I'm like, oh, okay, I don't care.
Yeah, you're stupid. Well, you're a stupid head.
Yeah, it was almost like you're a stupid boo boo. And it was like that was what I was waiting for next.
You're double stupid.
Yeah, well, you're stupid times infinity.
Oh man, well that's the end.
That's the end of it. That's until Braun says you're stupid times infinity plus 1, and then Shane would have no comeback.
Plus 2.
Oh,
We can go all day.
Do you write for Monday Night Raw? It feels like you're writing for Monday Night Raw these days.
Ah, well, we go
Supplementing some
backstage.
income.
I wish. But R-Truth is dressed as Stone Cold because it's 3/16 day, but no, it's actually only March 15th. So, but he's got beer. He approaches some women, says, "Hey, ladies, let's get smashed." But they say, "No, we gotta wrestle, Truth." So they're responsible.
Okay.
Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke take on Lana, Naomi. It was all right. Like to see these women in the mix doing something. So, but anyways, Nia Jax and Shayna are there. Asuka comes out mid-match. Her teeth. She got something that repaired them. So something in her mouth.
Who knows? Could be full dentures for all we know.
Yeah, it's definitely not a real tooth. I know that much though. But anyways, hopefully this means she's back. She's good to go for WrestleMania because that title, we haven't seen it much at all in a while.
We certainly haven't seen it defended or anything like that.
Yeah. So, anyways, Shayna Baszler goes after her, but Asuka nails her, beats her up, so they get broken up, and then back in the ring, Dana Brooke hits a neck breaker on Lana, gets the win.
Great. One of those classic, not horrible, but not good women's tag matches that WWE has become so synonymous with.
Yeah. Yeah, that was more about what was happening outside the ring than what happened in it.
Yeah.
Storyline.
Something like that. Who's coming for Asuka's title?
I really don't know. Because I think Charlotte was nowhere to be seen on this show.
Now
it almost seems like now Asuka versus Shayna, like because of the tooth incident, you kind of have to do that match.
There was not a single Charlotte sighting.
Yeah, Lacey's pregnancy really threw off everything, didn't it?
Well,
for better or worse.
Yeah, I guess it's like for better or for worse, where you're like,
it's like the monkey's paw. It's like I want this storyline to end, but now you don't get Charlotte at WrestleMania.
Yeah, well, I wonder. Oh my God, I just want.
She'll be at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I just want to know what the plan was there. Like, was Ric Flair actually the baby daddy? Like, I want to know the plan, just so I can kind of put the pieces together of what could have happened.
Yeah. Well, anyways, let's just move on.
Sure.
Because we got some title action. Raw Tag Team Championships on the line. Hurt Business defending against the New Day. So this was an upgrade over that women's match. Much cleaner action here. But eventually, Kofi hits Trouble in Paradise on Shelton Benjamin. Xavier hits a big elbow drop off the top rope. And then they finish this combo with the Daybreak. And that would be enough to kill any man. It does. That gets them the win. And their 11th tag team title reign for the New Day.
Wow. And new.
Yeah, man. I wonder, does this count for Big E? Is he gonna? They can't count Big E.
I mean, I feel like he's on a different show by at this point.
I don't think
you can't count it anymore, even with that Freebird rule.
Yeah. But anyways, 11 times. But as they're celebrating, AJ Styles and Omos come out, and AJ cuts a promo saying, "Hey, me and Omos currently don't have anything planned for Mania, so I've won a bunch of single titles, but my buddy here's got a great idea, so tell him." And then he just says, "We should be Raw Tag Team Champions." So AJ says, "This man has been like a little brother to me, and now his time to shine. Jaws are going to drop." So they officially challenged them at WrestleMania.
Wow.
And that's big. We haven't seen this guy in an official match yet, so I'm excited. I want to see what he can do in there.
Yeah, it feels weird to take the tag titles off of the Hurt Business right now. Especially, I mean, Lashley just won the WWE Championship. They were dripping with gold, but for like 2 weeks. Which is kind of that. But in terms of like adding Styles and Omos, to the tag division, variety, and who the hell knows? I think this is the only. No, was AJ Styles needs the Intercontinental? No, he's never won the IC title.
He hasn't won it, but he can still be a Grand Slam champion without it.
Oh, okay.
Or wait, what is he?
Well, he's won the WWE Championship 3 times, won the U.S. title, or twice, won the U.S. title 3 times, and then this would be it. We're kind of adding a notch to his resume.
Yeah. I'm excited. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess they felt they needed to put the titles on a babyface if they're going to have AJ challenge. They didn't want him to go against the Hurt Business.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, WWE, they don't like booking themselves fucking, half babyface, half, rather like, babyface versus babyface. They don't like booking that.
Yeah. Well, this wasn't the only title change we got on the show, because we go backstage. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest are hanging out, and Truth comes up like he's going to sneak up and smack him with a Stone Cold lunchbox, but Bunny sees him, and then he just starts giving him. Truth just starts handing over all this Stone Cold merch he's wearing, including the replica title belt. Bad Bunny just says, "You know what? I respect you, man. I respect the business, so I think you deserve this more than me. It's your baby." And he just hands the 24/7 title over to Truth, who is so happy until the gaggle chases him off.
Great.
Yeah, there you go. We had the little...
Yeah, I had
he was a champ. He never had to take a bump. There you go.
Yeah, I had a little bit of fun with it, I guess. Put it on TV, or certainly like other media. SNL got a piece of that. Yeah, he actually. He only held it for 28 days. I mean, God, Riddick Moss held it for more. Rob Gronkowski held it for more.
But he might be third, though. He might be the third highest. Yeah, third or fourth. He's got to be top 5.
Oh, yeah, you know it, baby.
I heard he also won a Grammy over the past week or so.
Oh, really? That's fun.
So good for Bad Bunny.
I didn't know that.
Like international artist or something, I guess.
Well, I mean, hey, look at him,
But it's an American Grammy. It wasn't one of those Latin Grammys.
Well, that's why it's international artist, right? Because anybody.
But I feel like, it's more prestigious to win the proper Grammy.
Well, of course, you got to make your way up, right? You start off with the international Grammy, then who knows? Next year, album of the year for all we know.
Anyways, he'll be competing with guys like Elias, but Elias isn't competing tonight. He's got his buddy Jackson Riker in the ring to take on Bad Bunny's buddy Damian Priest. It all comes around, but thankfully this match was super quick, because Riker was in the ring, so we don't care much. But Priest hits the lights within seconds, gets the win. But then Elias jumps him, goes to smash him with the guitar, but then Bunny grabs the guitar away, so Elias picks up Bunny, but he gets out, starts punching him, and then Priest hits the lights on Elias. But then Morrison comes out to cause distraction, so Miz smashes a guitar into Bunny's back, but it doesn't break. So kind of their big moment. And the camera kind of missed it on the first glance until the replay.
And that's always worse when it doesn't break.
Yeah. I mean, worse probably to feel and for the visual.
Yeah. It probably hurts way more.
Yeah. Maybe Miz was afraid to swing super hard on the celebrity, but he should have just gone for it. But anyways, whatever. It looks like Miz will fight Bad Bunny in some capacity.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania. But Shane O'Mac takes on Braun Strowman. Beforehand, Shane just gets on the mic, doing more talking, stalling for time, doing push-ups. He's got a little hopscotch set. I mean, he's already winded all the time, and he didn't need to do this.
Yeah, and don't warm up, Shane. You're going to be out of breath.
But anyways, Braun chases him around, gets him, beats him up. But then Shane grabs the camera right off the cameraman and just smashes it into Braun's face. Does this multiple times, lays him out on the announce table, and then hits his big elbow drop off the top rope, smashing through it like he likes to do. But then the most vicious part of all, Shane McMahon goes under the ring, pulls out a bucket, And then, much like the Punisher from the game show, he pours a bucket of slime all over Braun Strowman, the green slime.
Wow, devastating. Vicious.
And if you thought that was bad, he grabs a second bucket and does it again. There's just green. Braun got slime, green goop everywhere.
He got
You remember
slimed.
the game show?
Of course I remember the game show. Of course
Canadian
I've seen
staple.
the Nickelodeon Teen Choice Awards. You get slimed.
Yeah, that was weird, eh? Slime.
That was
Slime.
weird, eh? I mean,
it's embarrassing, I guess, to be slimed. Doesn't hurt or anything.
I mean, God, who the hell knows what's going on over there in Orlando or Stamford, Connecticut? Whatever's going on. Because I'm sure. I guess there are a few people who wanted Shane McMahon back in the ring, and I guess you got to find something to do with Braun Strowman because of course they have to.
Yeah.
Weird though. Yeah. I wonder if this is sort of the thing. And going forward, if WrestleMania, maybe if WrestleMania will going forward be on 2 nights instead of just the one, are we going to start seeing shit that we really, really don't care about on more WrestleMania cards? Because before it would be like, there'd be that one match that we really don't care about. But now we've doubled, the shows. Who knows? There could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches that we really just don't care about. And this could just be that.
So we're going to have a slime pit match.
Yeah.
And this is where Shane, he can fall off 30 feet into a big pool of slime. And
yeah,
be okay.
Similar to the Mimosa Madness match where there's going to be pools of slime around the ring.
But I feel like slime, you can fall from further up and land safely. It's more forgiving than
Yeah, well, and this is great, because Shane is too old to be falling onto tables or falling through prop sets or something. But falling, essentially just taking a really tall nesty plunge. I mean, hell,
slime.
That's fine. That's fine.
That'd be fun. We get another coming soon video for Rhea Ripley, but just tell me when.
What's that?
It's been like 2 months.
2 months straight?
Since the Rumble.
It's felt like it.
When the hell is she going to show up? Just give it to her.
We'll just give it to her.
We go to Alexa's playground, and she's got the evil eyes going on, talking some trash to Randy Orton. Says, if you want me out of your life, you'll have to take me out this Sunday at Fastlane. So you going to take it?
Okay.
And she laughs at him. So, that's a challenge.
That sounds like a challenge as far as I'm concerned. Some challenges you need to contractually sign, like Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. Some challenges you can just say.
Yeah. So, I want to see it.
Well, yeah. We have to go somewhere with it, right? Randy Orton can't keep vomiting black oil every week. We need to go somewhere with it.
Yeah, and the Fiend needs to come back eventually. So
eventually, yeah.
But then Asuka takes on Shayna Baszler, looking for some vengeance for that tooth. So she just goes after her hard, but then Nia gets in the ring, tries to interfere, so Asuka beats her up, and anyways, they proceed with the match. So Baszler, though, not holding back, going after the head. She doesn't give a fuck. She hit Asuka pretty hard in the jaw again with a big knee. But anyways, Nia keeps trying to interfere, so Asuka's got to knock her down, and Baszler tries to put her in the Kirifuda clutch, but Asuka rolls backwards, holds Shayna down for the 3 count, gets the win. But then afterwards, they try to attack her again, and Asuka just beats her down, kicks her in the head a bunch of times, and curb stomps her face into the turnbuckle. But she wasn't done there. She removes the turnbuckle pad, takes Baszler's mouthguard out, and shoves her face right into the steel ring, and just goes to stomp her again, but the refs intervene.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Would have been ugly. But
would have been
been
terrifying.
But like I said, it really seems now like they're building this Asuka-Shayna feud, and Charlotte's been left in the dust when it comes to the women's title picture.
Well, yeah, and it feels like, sometimes you strike gold. With the ability to write a story, I think like Kofi Mania is that perfect example. You just strike gold at the right time. And maybe Shayna kicking Asuka's teeth out was just the right time for it to happen.
Yeah, that slow-mo replay will be used in the packages to hype it up.
Of course,
such a perfect visual. The tooth's just flying through the air.
Of course. And if we're being worked, then that's fucking great.
That tooth wasn't working anybody. That thing it was shooting. It was going through the air.
That tooth was on a shoot. But yeah, hopefully this can be the match that we actually get to for WrestleMania.
Yes. But we have another title match because we have 3 title changes in one night.
Wow.
Let's find out. Yeah, the United States Championship on the line. Mr. Riddle taking on Mustafa Ali. The big bump was when Ali hits a nice twisting neck breaker off the apron to the floor. It looked pretty painful, but yeah, these guys worked hard. They had a pretty good match here. Ali looking good. Eventually, Riddle reverses out of a pin attempt into a sleeper and smoothly transitions right into the Bro Derek to get the win and retain his title.
And of course, I think he jumps out of the ring before Retribution can make their weekly attack.
Yeah, he just runs off and celebrates. And
yeah,
he's
great.
got a scooter backtage. He's scootering all around
He's
backstage.
scooting around back there. Great match for Matt Riddle.
Yeah, I like it.
On the main roster. Now that he, now that he's a champion, he just doesn't lose, right? Or you can't lose if you're if you're the champion.
Yeah, he's been getting booked well since winning the title. And the U.S. title division's better for it because Lashley was kind of in that middle. It's like he was above the belt and he was never defending it, so it was weird.
Yeah, let's break up Retribution though. Why not?
Mean,
it feels like okay.
Why not? They're not gonna do anything with him, so at this point, why not?
And for the last 2 months, all of Retribution has just been Mustafa Ali getting pissed off at Retribution.
Yeah.
Just fucking, I don't know. Yeah, let them take their masks off, go back to their Dijakovic's.
Yeah.
Like I think you have to. You have to.
Because she's gotten it the worst of all because she never gets to fight anyone because they're always just feuding with men.
Well, because they took it was in that Mercedes Martinez was the other woman associated with that, and that would. Well, I think certainly we said it when that came out. We're like, great, this is a tag team. Mm-hmm. And they can take on other women's tag teams. And of course that didn't quite work out, and then she got COVID and then all these sorts of things, so she hasn't had the opportunity to shine.
Indeed.
Can't you picture the moment where all of Retribution is all standing around Mustafa Ali, who's on the ground or backed into a corner, and then they all one by one take their masks off, revealing their true faces, and then we get the Mustafa Ali beatdown, because they can come into their own big babyface turn. I just wrote it.
I like it. I like it. Then quickly backstage, Orton does officially accept Alexa Bliss's challenge. So there you go. Intergender match.
Perfect.
Perfect.
I can't wait for 37-year-old Randy Orton to punt a 29-year-old dressed like a 10-year-old. It's just gonna fulfill a lot of things for a lot of people, I think.
I don't know. Can he pull it off? There's gonna be some.
We're gonna go for the punt, and then the lights are gonna turn off, and the Fiend's gonna show up.
Well, Drew McIntyre comes out, cut a promo, and hype up the match against Sheamus on Sunday, and there was one little line that some people thought was a jab. When he says, making guarantees is dangerous in this industry. When you guarantee things, you have to deliver. If you don't, then sparks fly and everyone gets upset. Which some people interpreted as a jab at the barbed wire death match.
Of course it was. Of course it was a jab. I don't know why there's not more jabs being
when it's
jabbed.
fun like this, that it's not like overly direct, it's fun.
I know.
He didn't say AEW sucks or anything.
Yeah, I think they should have more of these things. That being said, though, we're in the United States, right? If Pepsi can make a commercial that says "fuck you, Coke," and Coke can make a commercial that says "suck my balls, Pepsi," and they just choose, and they don't, but they could if they wanted to.
Yeah, once in a while.
Once in a while,
Remember the
you'll
Pepsi
have
challenge?
You'll have it.
Pepsi
of course.
challenge. But anyways, Drew says he wants to hang around, watch this main event match because Bobby Lashley takes on Sheamus. Just another powerhouse. Big man match. Sheamus goes for the brogue kick, but Lashley hits him with a spear, gets a 3 count. And then afterwards, he puts the hurt lock on, so Drew has to jump in and claymore him to stand tall. And that was it.
That was about it. I like that brogue kick. I would like to note, though, I noticed this. I think it was during this match where Sheamus slapped his thigh a couple times. I don't know. There may be some backstage fines coming soon. Of course, we'll have to talk to Brian Alvarez about that, like the actual financial penalty for slapping your leg. Because, of course, as we know, the sign's right there. It's in Gorilla.
I think it's just going to be one of those things that Vince forgets about in a couple weeks.
Like the brand-to-brand invitational?
Yeah, no commercials during matches. Every match is 2 out of 3 falls.
Or the 2 out of 3 falls, the Raw Women's Championship. Just one of those things, Peyton Royce, that Vince just forgets.
Yeah, he probably didn't even notice this week. He probably already forgot.
He probably already forgot.
Yeah, that was Raw. I saw one funny clip from Raw Talk when Drew McIntyre accidentally drops an F-bomb.
Oh, really?
Fired up during a promo.
What'd he say?
They bleep it. I forget. He was just talking about Sheamus. He's like, "Oh, you betrayed me, my friend, after 20 fucking years." He's like, "Oh, sorry."
Are you sure he wasn't saying 25 years or like 24 years?
No, they bleeped it out like it's 20, and then Truth is like, "Oh, we gotta bleep that, dog."
20 fucking years.
Yeah,
That's great.
Like, oh, sorry, but yeah, it was fun. But yeah, that was your main roster, your show, your go home Raw for Raw Fastlane.
For Fastlane, it's coming up. Of course, we'll talk about it a little bit at the end of the show. Mike, should we take a break?
Let's take a break.
Let's take a break here. We're going to come back at you with the hot Wednesday Night War. Of course, we have some St. Patrick's Day Slam action, and we'll take a look at this kind of little Fastlane card. So we'll talk about it when we come back, so stick around.
Let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah.
Back here, part 2 of the podcast, of course. We still have things to look forward to. Our WrestleMania week is turning into almost like a week-long bender for wrestling fans. It's going to be very hazy. You won't know when it's nighttime or when it's daytime. You'll be sleeping at odd hours. Hey, you may even have a dream that you're standing there in front of all the fans. Of course, WrestleMania tickets are on sale today after they were supposed to be on sale like sometime earlier in the week, and then they weren't. And so you buy your tickets now, I guess.
Yeah, I'm hearing around 25,000 fans or so, which that'll create a lot of noise. That should be a good atmosphere.
I mean, the only bummer, it sort of seems like right now, is they're not telling us who is on which day. So you could be the biggest Roman Reigns fan in the world, hope that he's on the main event of the second night. Boom, turns out he's the main event of the first night, and then you're kind of up Schitt's Creek.
I assume that you have the option of buying both nights when you buy your ticket?
I mean, not everybody can afford 2 nights of a large-scale wrestling show.
I don't know. I just feel like a large percentage is going to buy, but like 75% are going to be there for both nights.
Yeah.
It just feels like they're connected, like they're the same event, like Wrestle Kingdom Night 1 and 2. I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah, same kind of event, but yeah, you would have to think, it'd be nice.
It'd be nice. Weird buying night 1 and then just going home, and then night 2 still hasn't happened.
Or
like,
just
I was there for the first pass.
Watch night 2 from home, right? Maybe that's all you got in you, for all you know, right? I just
maybe
I sympathize with those people who may not be able to afford both nights of WrestleMania, but they can afford one.
I mean, there's going to be people who are going to both nights of TakeOver, then SmackDown, then both nights of Mania, then Raw. They're going to do the whole fucking marathon.
Of course, those people will always exist, right? They'll fly from halfway across the country just to do it,
2 nights, I think 2 nights I can do. We did back-to-back TakeOver pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. That's a good amount.
Yeah, but we knew who were on the cards, right?
Yeah. No, but I mean,
not when
we bought the tickets, we didn't.
Right. No, but we knew if there was 2 nights of SummerSlam and the tickets go on sale, you'd have to take your gamble. Oh, you would just buy the 2 nights? Dip into the old savings account for that second night of WrestleMania.
Well, we bought TakeOver and SummerSlam. It was the same thing.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying there are a lot of people out there who cannot afford that financially. One night is a gift.
And that's too bad for them.
And, you take that bet. It just would be nice, to at least say, because we have a few matches on the card already. We know we got Sasha Bianca. We know we got Edge Roman. Just say, hey, Edge Roman night 1. That's all you need to say. Sasha Bianca.
No, I'm sure
night
they
2.
will, but
tickets are on sale right now, though. This is
that's their problem. It's
this is when you need to say it.
The playoff series can be 7 games. You only buy 1 ticket. You just gotta hope you buy the ticket to the game you want.
Yeah, but if you buy ticket, that's not the same at all, Mike.
And you have to buy your playoff tickets in advance.
That's not the same at all. That's not the same at all. But yeah, my WrestleMania.
I think
is
it's
over
worse
2 nights.
actually because you only get 1 game out of 7, and it's unbooked. You could go and have the worst night of your life. At least with wrestling, there's some control. You can get entertained.
I guess you would get entertained either way, and then just pray to God that you don't buy tickets to the show that Braun and Shane will be on. Or at least then you know that you have like a good 15-minute opportunity to take a piss.
Yeah.
I guess that's where it would be. Well, let's move on here with the Wednesday Night War. Of course, it's St. Patrick's Day. So let's celebrate it properly by heading over to our St. Patrick's Day Slam on AEW Dynamite.
AEW, All Elite, they coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
Dynamite. Before we start there, just a quick mention. Did you watch any of Dark Elevation's debut?
I did, and it was like dark, right?
Yeah, so it feels like now it's kind of like the opposite of what we thought originally. Like Dark Elevation seems like the B show now, and now Dark's the C show where the up-and-comers are.
Because it seemed like there were a couple things that happened on Dark Elevation where like the implications are moving over to the main roster.
Yeah.
I think either way, we can agree that it's a better show than Main Event.
Well, yeah.
Because at least it doesn't just replay matches from 4 days before.
Yeah. But still too much. I can't watch it every week. There's still too much. But
no, there's way too much.
But I skimmed through, the one notable thing, Tony Khan showed up on camera in an authority role for the first time and booked Seidel versus Omega. So
actually booking it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the main event match was Riho and Maki Ito. So that was great because apparently Maki Ito is going back over to Japan. So this was the end of her U.S. tour.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But we'll remember her. I'm sure she'll be back because her entrance theme, it's going to be the next Judas. The crowd's going to be singing along to her karaoke.
Oh, really? I don't think... it didn't leave that much of a mark with me. I don't remember...
This week, or at least on Dark Elevation, I heard the crowd carrying the tune of it.
Oh, really?
Like, whoa, whoa,
oh, shit.
Whoa. Yeah. Anyways, they had a fun match. Riho wins.
Way to go, Riho.
But anyways, had to throw that in there because it was a new show. I was still confusing of what Dark Elevation exactly is or what it's supposed to be. If it's ever going to be a TV show or if it's permanently YouTube, who knows?
Well, hey, who knows? I mean, it's free to upload to YouTube, so
it's free. If you want to watch matches,
it would
like
save them a little bit of money if they wanted to.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's get on to the St. Patrick's Day Slam, as you said. They were decked out, lots of green glitter everywhere. People in the crowd wearing the little
Everyone
hats.
had little hats on. A lot of people in the ring had their green, attire.
It's like we were talking about off air. It's every St. Patty's Day in your early 20s. Just go to Dollarama, you buy all the green little clover crap, and you're good to go for the day.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. That they bought every single green thing from Dollarama and then put it around the ring. And just like, we see it always with like, there'll always be a Thanksgiving themed SmackDown where and somebody ends up with pumpkin pie in their face.
Cornucopia of
exactly right. It's always gonna happen at some point. So St. Patrick's Day is no different.
Yeah, just like everything, it's always gonna happen. It's Dynamite. It's Cody time. But I was looking forward to this match because we're kicking off with Cody taking on Penta El Zero Miedo in just a great match to start off the show. Cody himself showing some rare lucha moves in this one. He was doing like a top rope Hurricane Rana springboard, some cool stuff.
Yeah, well, when you're in the room with a lucha master, you gotta keep up with the lucha master.
Yeah, and he certainly did. But he hits the crossroad. Penta kicks out at 2, and then he hit a vertebraker for another 2 count. He was pulling out a lot of fun tricks here. But, I rag on Cody, but I never deny the man's talent.
Of course not.
But, Pentagon fights. I said gone. That part of him's gone. Can't say Pentagon. But anyways, he fights back. He gets Cody in the armbar, snaps it backwards. Cody's in pain. But while he's selling, he's able to roll Penta up and pins him for the 3 count. So, great match. But I want to see the feud continue.
And it probably will. There's a little post-match beat down there. We got a good destroyer, which you never see Cody do. Cody's never in matches with people who are also doing destroyers. And of course, it's become I feel like the Canadian Destroyer is Penta's move, whether he's on offense or defense. He can give it just as well as he can take it.
Yeah.
And it's always just a work of art when he flips backwards or forwards.
Yeah, I'll never get sick of that move. It's it's one of the great ones.
Yeah, it truly is. And after the match, so Penta attacks Cody, and then Arn, Dustin, all the guns.
The whole Nightmare family. That grows every week.
All the guns.
Although QD Marshall is late to the party, and Dustin's still just yelling at him.
See, and this
break
is,
up already.
They're all like, "Where the hell were you?" And he was like, "I was getting my dick sucked."
There's 10 of you already.
But
one guy.
and it is funny, So it's like, are you kidding me? Like, you 6 couldn't take out Penta. But then the also thing, where were Lee Johnson and Aaron Swallow? Like, I'm just saying, if we're pissed at QT Marshall for not making the save on the Nightmare family, be pissed at the rest of the Nightmare family. I also don't care that much about.
Where was pregnant Brandy to help?
Where was pregnant Brandy? Where's the little daughter? Come kicking through her belly there. Yeah, I'm also not sold on QT Marshall in general because he's a dark dude.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like it seems like they're putting too much into the storyline that not enough people are gonna even. Some people probably don't even know who he is. So, who is this?
And man, I noticed this. Maybe it may have been years, more months in the making. I really just noticed it on this week of Dynamite, where everyone's got someone.
What, in their corner?
Everyone's got someone. Of course, we have our main event of the evening, which has been sold to us for weeks now. Of course, we have Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker coming on. Thunder Rosa is the only person who didn't have somebody in there, didn't have somebody in this almost this entire card. I know we got a quick women's match next, but yeah, everyone's got someone. Whether it's Lance Archer who has someone, or the entirety of Team Taz. Of course, we know, we have many tag teams, many stables. The Matt Hardy experience keeps growing. Darby Allin still hanging out with the only other man who paints his face.
One exception.
Death Triangle.
I'll throw one at you. Abaddon. I don't think she's gonna have anyone hanging around.
I don't think she was on the show this week.
Oh, sorry.
I was just really just looking this week on the show. It was everyone was coming out with someone, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. That's true.
Which great, but it really does kind of alter that post-match breakdown, because we say to ourselves, anytime that babyface is getting beat the fuck up after a match, we always ask ourselves, where are the rest of the babyfaces coming to help? And having somebody looking after somebody always just kind of make sure that there will be somebody to thwart a post-match breakdown. Yeah.
Moral authorities.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I think before the next match, it's a brief Don Callis backstage, just talking to the Young Bucks, kind of putting them down a bit, saying, "You guys just become another team with fancy tights. I don't see the Nick and Matt we saw in New Japan, so think about that."
Of course, and we found out that Don Callis had faked a black eye to sort of gain some sympathy from Kenny and the Good Brothers. Don Callis did feel bad about everything that sort of happened, especially things that happened to Papa Buck, and just wanted to present him with a what did the shirt say specifically? No thigh slaps when kicking. And then Matt sort of looks at it and just throws it off to the side. They made another joke like that on Being the Elite. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, I think it was. Yeah, they made another one. Yeah, made another joke like that.
But then we did get Jade Cargill in singles action against Danny Jordan with a Y. But this was just a showcase for Cargill to just dominate, looking real strong. She hits the Glam Slam, which is now called the Jaded get the easy win.
Jaded. Yeah, well, she needs the wins if you want to build her up. So
Yeah,
give them to her.
She looks strong. She looks good. I mean, she's still new, but she's physically impressive.
Yeah, still pretty green, but she'll get there.
Yeah. MJF and his new stable come out to the ring. Tully speaks first. Still great talker. Just talking about them beating down the Inner Circle last week. And this new group is the baddest in AEW and the pinnacle of the sport. He puts over the group in the ring. MJF speaks and says, I guess I'm Judas now, huh? And, having to pretending to like Jericho was no walk in the park, and something you could use a bit more of there, Chris. Oh, he was just taking a bunch of jabs at him and his appearance, his hairline, his weird pecs. Just going going hard after Jericho. And just putting over all the other guys in the group. And they revealed the name, The Pinnacle, which, that's a good name.
They're the Pinnacle.
The Pinnacle. So there we go. And then we get some multi-man tag action. Jurassic Express and the Bear Country taking on Matt Hardy, Private Party, Butcher, and The Blade. Just your standard multi-man match. Lots of things, lots of bodies. I guess there was one crazy part where Marco Stunt does this big dive, nearly kills himself.
Yeah, he gets tossed over the top by Bear Country.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Right around the beginning of the match, and he almost flips over accidentally. Yeah,
because they probably never tossed a guy that light. They're like, holy fuck!
Oh my god!
But I think Blade catches him before he lands on his head, so he's good. But eventually, Marco does get isolated, and Private Party hit the gin and juice on him. Matt Hardy tags in, and he picks him up, hits a twist of fate, gets the win.
Twist of fate. I don't know if I'm finding it difficult to buy into this big money Matt Hardy shtick right now.
Yeah. I don't know what. I don't really know. I don't know.
And commentary was doing a good job of trying to sell us the Butcher and the Blade as hired guns. Without a direction. That's why they've kind of been bouncing around from, themselves and Eddie Kingston and whichever other fucking heel they worked with to form a stable.
Even the Bunny left the group and then came back.
And because they feel a little bit out of place on this team as cronies. Mm-hmm. Like that kind of thing. Yeah. Where it seems like, Matt Hardy's just sort of collecting all these broken, lost tag teams. And then, trying to bring them up. But he's 0 for 1, right? I mean, he lost the fucking match against Hangman, so.
Yeah, I don't know. Hardy still hasn't, he's been in AEW about a year now and kind of gone through 3 different versions of his character. Still kind of trying to find something that sticks, I guess. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah.
Christian Cage. Are they calling him Christian Cage or just Christian?
They're calling him Christian Cage.
Okay, Christian Cage. He gets interviewed backstage. Just cuts a promo on Kenny Omega and wants to see him down the road after picking up a couple wins. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's like we talked about last week. Now we have 2 cages on the show and 2 pages.
We've got cages, we got pages, whenever and everything in between. But it wasn't an in-ring appearance by Christian Cage. It was the backstage kind of film interview. But it'll be great to see whoever his first, whoever he challenges first. Really.
Yeah, he needs a good first opponent.
Yeah.
Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley tag teaming up against the Good Brothers here. But they get jumped during their entrance, and we just have a big brawl all around the ring until we can properly start the match. Good Brothers dominate. They isolate Eddie until Moxley tags in and get some good back and forth until eventually comes down to Anderson and Moxley. Mox catches him with an inside cradle to get the 3 count. But then afterwards, the Good Brothers come out, beat him up. Kenny comes out with a chair, but then Eddie jumps in to save him, so everyone's beating up the 2 of them, and they wrap a chair around Eddie's leg and hit a big leg drop onto it. And they go back to Moxley, put the chair around his neck, but the Young Bucks run out to stop him. So now there's some dissension in the group, and the Good Brothers and Kenny and Don throw up the 2 Sweet, but the Young Bucks shake their heads, refuse to do it. They walk off, but Kenny doesn't like it, so he grabs Matt, spins him around, yells at him to give him the 2 Sweet, but he won't do it. Just leave him hanging.
Won't even to Sweet. It was right around here where I started to just sort of ask myself, why didn't the Good Brothers sign with AEW?
Yeah, it would make so much more sense.
I mean, it feels like they've been on the show every single week for months now, and like not just on the show, like an integral part of, you know, the main event scene for well over a month now. And
Yeah, Impact Tag Champs. Speaking of, I forget when exactly it happened, but I'm pretty sure we're getting Kenny Omega versus the Impact Champion for title versus title.
Of course, yeah. So Rich Swann and Moose had a unification match between Impact and TNA title.
Mm-hmm.
So now that's been unified, and at the very same pay-per-view, the Good Brothers lost their Impact Tag Team Championships to David Finlay and Juice Robinson.
Okay, that part.
Also known as Fin Juice.
Fin Juice, yes.
Which is not a good name, but I guess it's the best that they could have done combining their two. Because the other option would have been like Dave Robertson. And see, that doesn't work. That just sounds like someone's name.
Or just make up a name, but...
Yeah.
Kenny Omega. Can he collect more titles? Who knows?
Well, I mean, this is the opportunity, right? And sort of build to us as this belt collector. But title versus title really seems to put the advantage in Kenny Omega's corner.
Yeah. And I want him to do it. It's all leading to my fantasy booking where he needs that 5th title, and it comes down to his old friend and foe, Kota Ibushi.
Oh, right. That's when we get the Kota Ibushi. Yeah, we haven't seen any New Japan stars since Kenta left, or since we had that match with Kenta a month and a bit ago, Beach Break.
And didn't Kenta also challenge Moxley and lose for the U.S. title?
Well, yeah, because he had the briefcase for, he had the ability to challenge for that IWGP United States Championship where he lost that match.
Yeah, I thought he was going to win, but he didn't.
Who knows?
Anyways, let's go back. Tony Schiavone's out on the ramp, so that means let's bring out Sting and Darby. So we do that. But Darby, I think he's like all of us. He says, I'm done with Team Taz. I want to go back to defending my TNT title week in, week out. And I want to start by paying tribute to the greatest TNT champion of all time. So Dark Order, if you want this back, step right up. You got an open challenge.
Step right up. Step right up.
But Lance Archer comes out and says, you got to be kidding me, man. How many times you going to interview Sting week after week? So, yeah, agree with you there, too. But
we're on your side, Lance. Well, of course, Lance Archer coming out, of course, with Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh, yeah. He's a couple steps behind, but he's always there.
He's always a couple steps behind, but he'll show up.
So he cuts a heel promo, and then Jake the Snake gets on the mic with the ultimate burn. Says, go back and put your hot dog bun on because you ain't nothing but a weenie boy.
This was a classic insult where you need to set up the premise yourself, ask them a question, and then finish the insult. He says, like, you're going to need your bun, your hot dog bun, because you're a weenie. And it was like,
no time
okay. It's not. It was a fantastic joke, by the way.
It was funny.
I hope he wrote it himself, but
I don't know if it was ha-ha funny, but it was funny.
Oh, I ha-ha'd. I ha-ha'd.
I mean, I ha-ha. Maybe not for the right reason. I don't know. The delivery, everything was great.
Yeah, it was worth it. It was well worth it.
But just when you thought it was over, Team Taz comes out, and Cage gets in Sting's face, tells him he respects him. But then Taz is trying to stop him, but Cage is showing some. He's not listening to Taz. He's shrugging him off. So the whole group gets pissed at Cage, and they all argue, and he pushes through them and just walks off. And then later in the show, we find out that John Silver is the one to accept Darby's TNT title challenge.
So is this our? Are we getting a babyface Brian Cage?
Maybe. I mean, big man likes to break stuff.
The Swolverine? I really want that shirt,
yeah.
by the way.
That beard. It gets pointier every week.
His beard gets pointier every... Yeah, his little thing gets pointier every week. You know, I mean, Team Taz has been going for a while. This is not a stable that just kind of started. This is something that's been here for coming up on a year now. You know, I mean, Double or Nothing... was when Brian Cage was introduced to it, when kind of I think Team Taz really solidified itself. And then, of course, we got Ricky Starks later, and then Powerhouse Hobbs. Maybe it's just time to kill it all. Let these guys go in their own separate direction. I feel as though Team Taz has actually kind of hurt Will Hobbs. He was on a great streak. Remember when he was about to team up with Moxley there for a bit, and then sort of plans changed or whatever had you. I would like to see Team Taz fold.
Yeah, it's not really doing much for any of the guys involved right now. So, I mean, Taz, he can just go back to his commentary thing. He's fine, do whatever. Or whatever he wants to do. He can still be a manager for someone.
Of course, yeah. Well, his son, he's got a son.
Hook. He looks like he wants to be a wrestler. So
he can manage Hook, but I'm just really worried about this FTW championship.
Oh,
you mean the belt that Brian Cage hasn't worn to the ring in 3 months?
I mean, AEW won't recognize it, so
yeah, they won't. They do not recognize that belt.
Yeah, so he's like, well, fuck.
So what's the point? Yeah.
Ray Phoenix takes on Angelico, and just a fun high flying match here. Phoenix just being awesome, so hits the Phoenix driver, he gets the win.
Phoenix driver. Yeah. I mean, Ray Phoenix, possibly one of the most consistent wrestlers here in AEW. Phenomenal since day one. You expect these type of performances out of him, and every single time he does not disappoint.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we get some small development between Kip and Miro. Just backstage, Miro's like, "Yeah, I don't care about Penelope. I care about the match." So, trust me, man. Having your wife at ringside's the worst. So there you go. Like we said, subtle jabs back and forth are fun.
Of course.
These little jokes.
It's subtle. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. And then backstage, MJF, he goes to the Inner Circle's old locker room and takes a sign off the door. Puts up one for the Pinnacle. So
that's how you know it's real.
That's an official transfer of ownership legally.
Yeah. As soon as a new sign is put up, then
if I go up to your car and put my plate on it, it's my car.
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, no, it's true.
Then Justin Roberts is in the ring to let us know the lights are about to turn off, ending the sanctioned event for the night. And when they turn back on, AEW will no longer be held responsible, and we're going to be treated to a false count anywhere. Anything goes, no time limit. Main event match. Dr. Britt Baker taking on Thunder Rosa. And yeah, this is one, this feud's been cooking for a long time now. Well worthy of the first ever women's main event in AEW. So
yeah, I mean, we had 2 women's matches on this card, and so that's that's a huge step.
Yes, but one small step for one giant leap for AEW women's wrestling in this match here. So as they go to square off, Rebel at ringside just nails Rosa in the back with a crutch. So Baker gets an early advantage and hits the big air raid crash on the stage, and we get some chair shots early on. Rosa's just fighting 2 against 1, dealing with Rebel whenever she can, but they fight over the barricade into the crowd and back up, and then when Thunder Rosa, she's crawling up the steel steps back up to the ramp when Baker comes in and just curb stomps her face right down into the steel. And then we get a very rare sight. A woman blade job as Rosa comes up bleeding from the head. And she was smart. She cut it on the side where her face paint isn't, so she can get a double thing going on.
She flips back and forth where that face paint is, though. She likes to go on, and she flips on back and forth either side sometimes.
Does she?
I noticed that this time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Darby's always one side.
Darby keeps it OG.
Well, that's cool. And she was bleeding here. She comes up. Baker's just tossing a bunch of chairs into the ring, just hitting knee strikes on the bloody Thunder Rosa. But then Rosa fights back, starts hitting Britt with the chairs, and they go back and forth. And one thing I noticed in this match, I think she throws the best punches of any woman wrestler out there.
I think so.
Like, they just look real. They don't look stiff. They just look real. Or I don't know. Anyways, Baker hits a big superplex off the top rope onto that pile of chairs. But then Rebel gets a ladder, tosses it into the ring for Britt. And I got to mention the jacket that she was wearing. I loved it. It says, "Not Reba, Rebel," or something.
Well, and now she was being billed like all across her, any of the notices that came up or the signage or whatever. It's all saying Rebel bracket, not Reba.
Yeah,
so look forward to that as in terms of plot going forward.
Yeah, eventually maybe she'll just snap and be like, "It's Rebel."
That's a
I call her
Rebel!
Yeah, I like the jacket though, the nice glittery red. It looked great.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so she helps her out. She throws the ladder in the ring, but then Rosa slams Baker down into the ladder and then puts her into the corner. So Baker's seated. She's seated down in the corner, and then the ladder's right across her face. And then Thunder Rosa comes running in with a big drop kick right to the head. Ladder hits her in the face, which gives us our second blade job as Baker comes up dripping from the head. This is insane.
Yeah, I think it happened here, or there was kind of like two maneuvers in a row, and then
two big ladder hits,
and then I think Thunder Rosa goes under the stage for something, and then she comes back.
The camera
up.
Followed her to allow.
Yeah,
Baker
that's
to
how
do
you
it.
know. That's how you know, folks. We're killing.
But that's fine. Hey, I love it.
I gotta
say,
we're killing the business over here on the Two Brothers.
No, this is fun. We want to know. The inside details.
Of course, yeah.
Baker went a little bit deeper though with her cut, as this thing was dripping blood. The canvas is just getting painted, and her face just instantly covered. She's getting in her eyes. She's got the crimson mask.
She went full Dustin.
Yeah, I'll keep saying it. This was amazing. This was insane. Tony Schiavone on commentary. This was hard for him to watch. He said he's been a good friend of hers, of Baker's, so he hates to see this. But the bloody Brit, she just hits a flatliner into the ladder and goes to follow up off the top rope, but then Thunder Rosa climbs up, hits a Death Valley driver off the top rope onto a ladder. Holy shit. And then poor Reba has to sacrifice her nice new jacket. She just uses her sleeve to wipe some of the blood to get it out of Britt's eyes because she's having trouble seeing from this damn cut. But we continue. This thing goes on. Baker DDTs Rosa onto a chair and follows up with a curb stomp onto the chair. But Rosa somehow kicks out at 2. And the bloody face of Britt Baker is just smiling into the camera in a visual that is going to be on the opening montage of Dynamite from now until forever.
Forever. It should be on the opening montage of How to Wrestle.
Yeah. I heard that, after the show was over, there was already a T-shirt up on Pro Wrestling Tees.
Oh, perfect.
Basically
I'm looking for it right now, baby.
And as if this couldn't get any crazier, we get the cherry on top. As Reba hands Britt the old string sack, and any wrestling fan knows what's in there. As she pours out thousands of thumbtacks, she tries to hit a swinging neckbreaker onto it, but Rosa counters. So Reba comes running in, tries to hit her with a crutch, but she ducks that and then hits Reba with her own crutch. So, and then she's able to drop kick Rebel off the apron, and she crashes through the floor. So nice little bump for her. She's out. And then she turns back around to Baker and power bombs her right onto the thumbtacks. But that only gets 2 count. And I say the referee was kind of brave here. He was just slamming his damn.
He was slamming his hand on those thumbtacks.
Yeah, right there, right in the. Yeah, so he
probably got a couple. He probably got a couple stuck in him too.
But if the girls can do that, the woman can do that. He can take that.
Of course.
So the crowd's going nuts. I'm going nuts. They're giving us everything here. Rosa tries to follow up, but then Baker captures her in the lockjaw. But Thunder Rosa is smart. She's able to just roll her back right onto the more thumbtacks. And then at this point, they just cut to an amazing overhead shot. It just shows the carnage in the ring. There was blood, tacks, ladders, chairs, crutches, everywhere. This was just like a car wreck. So they finally, we're getting to the big finale here. They fight up on the outside of the ring to the apron, where there's another table set up on the floor. Thunder Rosa picks up Britt and hits the Fire Thunder driver off the apron through the table on the floor. Fucking insanity. And then Rosa covers Baker, who is dead and half under the ring at this point, and finally gets the 3 count, giving her the victory in a outstanding and monumental match in the history of women's wrestling.
The history of the entire thing. The entire thing. From start to today.
Yeah. Entire history.
Culminated in what is a genuine match of the year candidate.
Absolutely.
Possibly
career-altering match for both of these women. Career-defining.
And on that huge scale, one of the best main events we've ever seen on Dynamite. You know, they
Yes.
don't do these matches too much. They do them, I think, like the perfect amount. And you kind of have this encouragement from, you know, management. And you can find on YouTube kind of clips from immediately after Britt Baker getting up. And Tony Khan, Kenny Omega, they're right there. Tony Khan's just looking at her straight in the face and saying that was the best match this company has ever seen. And it may have been. You could say that.
You definitely can. Thunder Rosa, right after the 3 count, she was breaking down, crying right after. You could see Baker had bloody tears going down her face as she's laying there. So
yeah, she knew as soon as
this
that
was
match
special.
was over.
This was something special.
And it's so great to see these things where both performers win. I mean, Britt Baker lost. But Britt Baker did not lose. She did not lose. And like it's been over a year now, a year and a half maybe, our first genuinely incredible women's match here on AEW.
Yeah, on free TV.
On free television. Yeah, just fucking kudos all around. Match of the year. Would love to see not only the women in AEW, you know, this is the fucking benchmark now. You can watch Sasha Bailey from TakeOver Brooklyn, or you can watch this one and be like, hey, just fucking do that, and you will be great.
Yeah,
and all the little girls out there fucking training for for a potential future as a WWE or, you know, professional wrestling superstar. Fucking watch this match.
Yeah, that is the direct comparison I would make. Obviously, this match was way more violent, but storyline wise, like the drama, the emotion, Sasha Bailey, then these are the top 2 probably women matches of all time, and we were lucky to see it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we got that fucking. The one onto the ladder, when it was like an air raid onto the ladder, and Britt Baker,
she kept going.
Goes straight shoulder first, and you're just, ooh. And of course, after you got to check out this little video afterwards, where it's just like the medical staff being like, "Okay, you still have a couple thumbtacks in you. We're gonna take them out of you." And they're like pulling them out with pliers there.
Yeah.
Wow.
This had everything and more, and we'll remember it for forever.
And there is a funny line that Britt Baker says after the match, and she's like, I hope I did Moxley proud. She says,
I think she outdid
She
Moxley.
says, I hope I did Jericho proud.
Oh, she did everyone proud.
Well, I mean, she did finish with a third sentiment, and she said, I wonder what Meltzer's going to say. Yeah, I mean, we don't see this all too often. We don't see this level of brutality, not only on national television. I don't think we've ever seen this level of brutality coming from two female performers.
Yeah, no, I think I already saw a bit of Meltzer comments just basically echoing what we said. This was one of the best women matches ever.
Is there a chance... Have we had, because we haven't had a 5-star women's match yet. I think
not in North America.
Not North America. Yeah, I think Becky, Charlotte, Asuka. Remember that ladder match at something?
TLC? Probably.
TLC maybe? I think that was 4.75. I think that was the closest one we got to.
Yeah, he only gave Sasha Bailey 4.5, which is injustice. But
but I don't know. There is a chance that this could
There's
be
a chance.
The first ever North American 5-star women's match. And if that's the way it goes, I'm fucking fully supportive.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
But I could see him taking a half point off for the... He's more straight wrestling, less hardcore, but even he knows how good it was.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's
I know, he liked the street fight. So
he did like the street fight. I think the barbed wire death match got 4.5. So...
one thing I'll say is I'm sorry, Hikaru Shida, but these two need to be feuding over the title.
Mm-hmm.
So Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, that needs to be your next title match.
Yeah, Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, not Hikaru Shida leaning or looking at a television at a 45-degree angle with her hands not quite writhing together like she's planning something, more just kind of like she's praying but standing up. Yeah, poor Hikaru Shida, right? Yeah, that sucks. That sucks for her. But I mean, that's the motivation for her to have a damn good match in the future.
But yeah, these two have forever. Now they're always going to have this callback that they'll be able to do Rosa and Baker anytime they have a match. People are going to be like, oh, what's going to happen?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what a fantastic end! What a fantastic end to the show. Of course, on AEW we're not building to anything, but hey, every week can still be special in its own little way.
Yeah, what a St. Patty's Day slam.
What a slam!
By the end of it, it went from green to red by the end.
Yeah, we went from drinking green beer to drinking red beer by the end of the by the end of the night. Well, let's switch over to the TNT network. Or not the TNT. Let's switch over from the TNT network to the USA network because, of course, we have to talk about some WWE NXT.
NXT, what does it mean? I don't know, but it's some good wrestling. So NXT, watch and see. Gotta tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3. So
what does NXT stand for? Who knows? But we do have a pay-per-view coming up in just like the day or 3 days before Mania. Stand and Deliver.
That's right. So Finn Balor comes out, talks about all the big names he's beaten as champ, and the only guy left is Karrion Kross. So take over, your time's up. So Kross comes out with Scarlett, they cut a little promo, and just confirms, yeah, I want the match. So that'll be your title match.
That's going to be our probably main event there over at the Stand and Deliver pay-per-view. I think it's actually the only match we have on the card right now.
Yeah, we'll fill that in. But Birch and Lorcan come out, the tag champs, and then Scarlett seductively cuts a promo on them and kind of just goads them into defending their titles later against Balor and Kross. So that'll be your main event.
Why the heck not? There's nothing better to do when two people hate each other. There's nothing better to do than to put them on the same tag team.
Yeah. But then Dexter Lumis takes on Austin Theory. And beforehand, Candice and Johnny just kind of talking to Austin on his iPad. Just says, this is your last step of therapy. Go in there alone and prove you can beat him without the way. So anyways, he's going after his buddy Lumis, just pounding on him, showing he's not scared, looking good. But Lumis fights back, hits a big clothesline. But then Dexter's impressed, so he offers a hand, helps him up. Theory gives him a hug, but then Lumis just locks in the silence and passes out.
The silence. This is one of those weird booking things for me where it's like, I don't know if I'm supposed to feel bad for Austin Theory or if I'm supposed to be on Dexter Lumis's side. Theory has already become, he's the whipping boy of the way. He's the one who keeps kind of getting left behind or dragged out from they're sort of walking out to the ring or something. Yeah, I guess, do they unite against the tyrannical reign of Johnny Gargano? At one point? Who knows? Yeah, great match. Great to see Dexter Lumis healthy again and sort of back into it, because it feels like they don't know what to do with him sometimes. It's like he's a really interesting character. He does that art stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
But it sometimes feels like they don't know what to do with him, so it's just nice to see him getting some wins.
Yeah. Who knows? He's the tortured artist.
The tortured artist. I forgot that was the nickname.
Adam Cole comes out,
Baby.
cuts an angry promo. He's pissed off at Kyle O'Reilly, calls him out. William Regal comes out instead, says he's not here. But then Kyle pops up on the screen and just starts yelling at him. He's in his car or something, just yelling at Adam, making some threats, making it personal. Then we go to some tag action. Legado del Fantasma versus Breezango. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Legado get the win. But then afterwards, Jordan Devlin comes out with his cruiserweight title, cuts a promo, talking about who's the rightful champion, and then, Escobar gives this reply. We know where this leads, champ versus champ. Let's find out who's the undisputed cruiserweight champion.
Now, I think they were holding, the same belts. Didn't we ask ourselves this question the other week?
Yeah,
doesn't he have...
purple one was around, but I guess not.
I think they were holding the same... It looked the same to me, at least. I may have to go back and, really kind of pause and look for it.
Yeah, no, I think they were the same version, so...
For something. Yeah, but like you said, we're leading to, the official, the unification champion. Of course, Jordan Devlin's sitting on 400-plus days right now. 418-plus days as the champion.
Very quietly.
And El Hijo del Fantasma, I haven't forgotten that name. He himself is sitting on almost 300 days. Wow. This belt has kind of been unused, really, but I think having Jordan Devlin back... will just kind of create a little bit of urgency and importance to it, and we'll just strike this one down to being a banger.
Yeah,
It's going to be a
And,
banger, right?
It'll be good.
It's going to be a
And,
banger.
Yeah, he ended it off with a big headbutt to Escobar, which busted his lip open pretty good the hard way.
Yeah, this is going to be another good one where I feel like when Jordan Devlin left, he was a heel. And that's fine with me because I can watch two heels go at it in, just fun, a bunch of flippity flues. I can go for it. I don't care.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We got a little hype video for this incoming women's wrestler, Sarah. I can't remember. I didn't write down it. Phonetic.
Yeah, it was a name and face.
Sarai.
It was a name and face that I've never seen.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen or heard of them, but
looked
classic,
good, though.
classic NXT hoarding all the women's talent, so the rest of
Yeah.
the world can't have it.
She looked good though from this, Japanese strong style type. Should fit right into this stacked division.
Oh, fucking
I mean,
stacked!
at least, like we said though, they got these new tag titles, so there's more to fight for.
Yeah. Speaking of the tag titles, they didn't show up at all, right?
There was like an interview backstage, I think.
Right, yeah,
I
but
forget.
no like in ring work or nobody came out. Okay, yeah.
No, but the former champ Dakota Kai, she was taking on Zoe Stark tonight. So, who I still don't know much about Zoe. We kind of don't really know her. She just, I don't know, seems like a baby face.
Yeah,
so.
didn't she have a little thing about realizing her dream to become an NXT?
Pretty standard.
I mean,
Standard baby.
so all I really know about her is that she has a dream.
Yeah. But she's good. She's a good wrestler here. Some nice chain wrestling stuff. Yeah, she tries to hit a springboard at one point, but Dakota catches her midair with a Shawn Michaels super kick, and then hits a go-to kick. Which is still kind of
was it specifically a Shawn Michaels super kick?
Well, it was the same spot that Shelton Benjamin and Shawn Michaels did with the springboard into
Oh
the super kick,
yeah,
so.
and then he just fucking drops. Yeah, okay, I
Yeah.
can see it now.
But anyways, so Dakota hits the go-to kick to get the win, and but then afterwards, Io Shirai comes out and just kind of walks past her and slams a contract into Raquel Gonzalez, saying, "I want the match. Sign it."
Love it. I love that. Never do we see the champion want the match. Either you're a piece of shit heel who's going to do everything you can to not take the match, or a naive baby face who's going to get beat up in the process. It's nice to see Io Shirai just fucking throw paper at her. Fucking sign it. Let's go.
And then she even helps Zoe to the back after, just because she's nice.
She's a nice gal. What can we say? She's one of the best in the business.
Imperium come out, but Ciampa attacks him with a chair. Then we get one-on-one Tommaso Ciampa versus Bartel. And Ciampa just dealing with the interference outside because his buddy Thatcher isn't there. So, but he overcomes it, gets a win here. With that new growing hair that's coming in.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit of hair.
Little bit. But then we get that beautiful music as the United Kingdom champion Walter makes his big return to NXT here. Gets in the ring, and him and Ciampa just kind of beat down Ciampa 3-on-1. Walter hits the big power bomb. Imperium stands tall. Although Alexander Wolf, I think, is hurt still or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was just the three of them or something, right?
But Walter's here. That's all that matters.
Walter's here. That's all that matters. When Dvorak's New World Symphony starts playing, it can only mean one person. I like that Walter went the Ric Flair route when it came to entrance music. Don't write a new song. Yeah. Take a piece of royalty free music. All we need to do is pay for someone to record it. Yeah. And then we're
Daniel
all
Bryan
good.
as well.
Daniel Bryan went for that route. It's really, if you want if you're thinking that could be three of the best theme songs in the history.
Yeah, I think I would go Moonlight Sonata, third movement.
Moonlight Sonata. That's what yours would be.
The third movement,
coming
though.
down
much
to the
faster.
Ring. Coming down to the ring. We should make a little we should compile the classical pieces that people have used for these things. That's great. Walter Ciampa.
Yeah, we could play the music on our show.
We could actually play it. Walter Ciampa. I guess that's it.
Walter anything. I'm fine with.
Yeah, Walter and
I mean, we
anybody.
still have to get Walter Finn at some point. We were promised that.
We were promised that, and God damn it, I, as you know, I never forget. I will never forget about Raw Underground. I will never forget about the Brand Invitational, and I will never forget that we were promised Walter Finn. I want to look back. I got to do some internet sleuthing because I feel as though there's a Walter Ciampa match from pre-WWE days that can kind of really get me pumped up for this one.
Yeah,
I feel like it exists somewhere on the internet from a different company, maybe something like PWG or something, because I think he was a fucking PWG champion for a long time. So it'd be great to see maybe something else exists out there.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Mm-hmm.
But then we go backstage where William Regal is told that Adam Cole's been attacked. So he runs outside to the road, or I don't know, but he finds Kyle O'Reilly being loaded into a police car, and Adam Cole's in handcuffs as well, just yelling at Kyle that he's crazy. He ran him off the road, causing this car accident we're looking at here. So
that's illegal.
That's dangerous. That's very dangerous.
We should remember.
He could have harmed innocent people.
Well, yeah. Remember when the Miz was trying to claim custody of Otis's Money in the Bank briefcase? So we had WWE court with who was it JBL? I think was the judge.
Yeah, the
we
judge,
need to bring Judge JBL back in here. I think because there's a lot of. Like professional wrestling aside, there's a lot of illegal activity occurring down here on NXT. It would be nice to have some kind of like legal ramification for that. Maybe somebody has to like collect garbage on the side of the road with one of those little pointy sticks. Maybe someone has to wear an ankle monitor, just something. Because I gotta say, Trips, Shawn Michaels, Matt Bloom, they do not have control of the NXT roster. The inmates are running the asylum.
I mean, they trusted Regal, but
they trusted him. But now look what happened. I mean, you have the most William Regal is responsible for the most dangerous place in professional wrestling, the NXT parking lot. He oversees that to a degree.
Well, this was out of his jurisdiction. This was just down the road.
It was just down the road. It was out off property. It's like, sorry, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, okay, exactly. But then we get the in-ring debut of LA Knight taking on August Gray here. And Knight's just kind of dominating him when Bronson Reed comes out wearing his blue leather jacket, doing the fat guy in a little coat routine.
Classic fat guy in a little shirt. Classic bit.
Old Farley. So he rips the sleeves off. This distracts Knight, and Austin Gray nearly rolls him up for the big upset, but Knight kicks out. Soon after, hits this headlock driver thing to get the win in his debut.
A headlock, a headlock driver thing.
Looked kind of like Bayley's finisher.
Yeah, I mean this was L.A. Knight, man formerly known as Eli Drake, man formerly known as Dick Rick. So says his Wikipedia. But yeah, his first WWE appearance since 2013.
Was that when he was Dick Rick?
He used to be a development.
I remember a tag team called the Dicks.
No, so his name in WWE was Sean Ricker.
Oh. But still, that could be part of the Dicks. Dick for short.
Little, kind of like development talent, that kind of thing. Never quite had his opportunity, but now here he is, and it seems like NXT is kind of like this home for people coming maybe back to WWE, or I mean, hey, fucking this guy, LA Knight, whatever you want to call him, he's 38 years old. He's the type of, you think they would throw him onto the main roster, but it seems like with guys we have Finn Balor here, we have. LA Knight, I mean, formerly known as Damian Priest. Or I guess he's still known as Damian Priest, but like NXT has kind of become a home for like, hey, you can be in your mid to late 30s and still crush it on this quote unquote like developmental show.
Yeah,
I love seeing it.
I had to look it up because yes, there was a former tag team in WWE called the Dicks, James and Chad Dick.
And they would dress up as Chippendale dancers.
Oh, that was the thing. Like they were
Yeah.
brothers.
It's like, we can say Dick because it's their name. The Dicks are on TV.
The Dick brothers, or they
Yeah.
could have. I'm sure they could have tried to get away with it. Like his name is
Dicks.
Richard. Like their names are both Richard. And
And funny, this was after the Attitude Era too. This was like 2000s.
wow, that sounds like an
2005.
Attitude Era.
I know. So
Thing.
they were trying to like hang on, like the Dicks.
Like Attitude Era, or maybe just like WCW.
2005. Yeah. Anyways, let's go on to the main event here. We got tag team title match. Danny Burch, Oney Lorcan defending against Finn Balor and Karrion Kross. So Balor and Kross, they're working okay together early on. They're in control. And then the match kind of took a turn when I think Danny Burch gets injured legit. At one point when Kross does like a suplex onto him and Lorcan, but he kind of jumped wrong, I guess, landed on his head a bit. And then the ref checked on him, and he was just out the rest of the match. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, it seemed to derail, certainly a bit of the momentum that the match had going.
Yeah.
Because they are
So
they are the tag champs, right?
Yeah. It's been a little quiet, but anyway, so now Lorcan's on his own, but he does okay. He takes over. Eventually, the match spills to the outside of the ring, and Finn Balor hits a big running shotgun drop kick on Lorcan, which knocks him flying into Scarlett, which sends her flying. She goes down hard, but Finn didn't mean to do it, so he checks up on her, but he's angered the Gator, so Kross grabs him, slams him all around the ringside barricade, throws him back into the ring, and then Lorcan hits the Unbridled Rage to get the win, retain the titles, pinning the NXT champion. That's a little crazy for him.
Wow, yeah.
But immediately after, Kross continues to beat him down. Just beating up Finn until Scarlett stops him. She helps Finn up, but that's just so Kross can hit his big running back elbow. So the two of them stand tall to end the show.
Are you still not sold on that finishing maneuver?
I mean, it's a bit better, but
Yeah, I know you were. I know you were cold on it. I think the first couple times we saw it, but I think this is the Karrion Kross that we meant to see. I mean, we had this huge dominant force get hurt immediately, and then we haven't gotten the opportunity. So it's gonna be nice to see Karrion Kross kind of building up towards Stand and Deliver, and then eventually have that match.
yeah, I'll reserve judgment. I think it can be good. So we'll see.
Well, of course, and we still have a little while before we can, as soon as that card really kind of fully forms, then we'll be able to have a better better idea. But yeah, hopefully Danny Burch is not injured, and it was just a little minor issue. It would just be a shame if to kind of have this run interrupted just by.
MSK are still supposed to get theirs soon.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, kind of battling a little bit of an injury there. But yeah, no Pete Dunne on this show. And no real appearance by our new NXT Women's Tag Champions. But fucking let's keep it for next week. We got time.
Yeah. I heard rumors that there may have been a COVID outbreak in NXT as
There
well.
was a
This could
COVID
be-
outbreak. Yeah, so it could have affected all those, which would probably explain why Kyle O'Reilly wasn't in person at
Yeah,
the
maybe the Garganos on their iPad as well.
Yeah, that could explain that at the play. What's it called again? Where they are? Because it's not
The Capital Wrestling
Capital
Center.
Wrestling Center. Fuck, I always forget what it's called. CWC. I always want to say Cruiserweight Classic.
I know.
It's like, guys, come on, you couldn't have picked a better something. I don't know.
Yeah, the PC was just perfect. It was
PC.
easy.
It's easy to say. And then even the other place they were at, whatever it was called, fucking
Oh yeah. It's
Full Sail.
Yeah.
We got it. We were gonna get there. Eventually.
I wonder if they're gonna go back to Full Sail once it's back to normal. I don't know. Who knows?
I mean, who
Or
the
now
heck
that
knows?
They built the CWC. Who knows?
And that's what I wonder. Like, it really seems like NXT is the type of show that could go on the road and play those similar sized venues that AEW would play. Or what's the it's not called Ricoh Coliseum anymore.
Yeah, it's a camera cannon.
Canon, something like that. Yeah, something
think
else.
it's
But
Canon.
yeah, whoever NXT could fill that.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm just reading an update here. Danny Burch believed to be out of action for several months here.
Jesus fuck. Fuck.
His shoulder or something. Fuck. So who knows? Those titles, who knows if maybe Pete Dunne will step in and be his partner for now.
Yeah, kind of occupy some kind of Freebird rule. Remember, Matt the Thatch Man stepped into the limelight to help out Matt Riddle when Pete Dunne was out.
Or perhaps Mr. Pat McAfee could come back.
Or Pat McAfee can come back. It'd be nice if he had a match at the Stand and Deliver.
Yes. But that was it for the Wednesday night. We do have a pay-per-view this weekend, but not very much on it as of right now, so let's do a quick little look at it.
Let's get right into it. Or it could just end up being one of those nice shows that wraps by 10:25 and everyone can get to bed. And
this could be over by 9:30.
It could be over by 9:30 for all we know. What was that? What pay-per-view was recent that was over immediately? Fuck.
Yeah,
it was,
and we had ended early, and we're all like, wow.
Was it before? No, it was the one before the Rumble, I think. Whatever that was.
TLC?
Was it TLC? It was just like over. You're like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, matches on the card. Mike, how about you book this card for us? You know what? No, I'm gonna book the card for us.
Go ahead.
You always book it. I'm gonna book it for us.
Go ahead.
So of course we have a pre-show. Of course we gotta get something on the pre-show here.
It hasn't been announced.
Has been announced, but let's book this. Let's book this women's tag team championship. Of course, we have Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, the champions. They're taking on Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. I would love to see a third team. I would love to see Natalya and Tamina added to this, just so they can get the win.
There's time. There's a SmackDown, so
because I care too much about Sasha and Bianca at Mania. I don't care for them to have the tag team championships also. I would love that to go somewhere and for someone to do something shitty to the other person.
And hopefully, either way, Reginald's going to be there. So
either way, whether we want him there or not, he's going to be there. But the pre-show is over and done with, so let's actually get off the show. What better way to start off the show with a hot, hard-hitting match? The culmination of decades and decades of friendships and rivalry. Of course, we're talking Drew McIntyre and Sheamus taking each other on in just a non-stipped singles match. I think we were expecting maybe, and of course we were expecting, I think, maybe like a Falls Count Anywhere, Last Man Standing, something in that kind of arena.
Yeah, they already did the no DQ, and they knocked each other out with the stairs, so it kind of seemed like they were building up to something like that. But hey, either way, they've shown they can have good matches. So.
And with Drew and Bobby Lashley going at each other on WrestleMania, so it seems like Drew McIntyre might be the easy play right here.
Yeah, see, why couldn't you should have just made this the number one contenders match, so then Drew could have a reason for.
That would be nice. That would have been fun, right? Because I don't see of course shenanigans arrive. Sheamus ends up in that main event or in the WrestleMania match. Also, then we just have fucking 3 brick shit houses going at it.
And Keith Lee says, "Hey, what about me?"
Keith Lee says, "Hey, what about me?" Samoa Joe comes back from injury. Next thing you know, Brock Lesnar's there. We put the belt up on a ladder, and it becomes the biggest thing since that SummerSlam with Braun. Since that SummerSlam match that we got a few years back. So that'll be another fun one. But let's get to some championships on the line, right? Because Big E has put his Intercontinental Championship on the line, taking on Apollo Crews.
The new Apollo, Nigerian
Crews.
Prince.
Yeah, the Prince Apollo,
yes.
Prince Cruz, something like that.
This new character, maybe they're gonna go all the way. Maybe he'll win the belts, but I don't know. Big E's still been strong, so this could go either way, really.
Could really go either way. I hope Big E, recovers from the number of injuries that he had last time he was on television. But we still have one more week to kind of. Nailed this one in the coffin.
That's right.
Let's move on because Paul Heyman clients don't like to wait long. Sure, they understand the grandiose nature of the main event, but hey, remember Paul Heyman a couple of WrestleManias ago? He's saying to himself, "Hey Seth, Brock doesn't want to wait that long, so let's just fucking get this over with. Because next up we have Roman Reigns with that Universal Championship taking on Daniel Bryan. So here's the thing. Tomorrow night we will have Edge and Jey Uso in a match to determine who the special guest enforcer for that match will be. I think whoever wins that match, the other one will inevitably pop up. Because this is not a lumberjack or cage. There's nothing stopping anybody from just hopping over those little LED fans.
Well, the enforcer's supposed to stop.
Well, the enforcer's supposed to stop him, right? But I'm looking forward to just another. I mean, Daniel Bryan's been on this 3-year string of great matches, so I'm really just looking forward to Daniel Bryan continue. He's been on a career-long string of great matches.
The only reason it's not longer than 3 years because of a forced retirement.
Exactly. So I'm just this is just going to be another one. I think of those to that list. Really excited to see how this Edge Roman thing goes. I think that's the thing to keep our eyes on.
Yeah.
Especially
gonna be great.
The implications that we do have for Mania. We really need to sell it. We really need to start selling this Edge Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And finally, the main event. Because
your main event.
These are things that we don't see too often. We don't see, like cutting the camera away before we see your hand slap your thigh. We don't see intergender matches too often. Not only that, we don't see intergender matches with such a size discrepancy. Of course, you can recall Nia Jax entering the Men's Royal Rumble, where she just got fucking owned by everybody's favorites. But Nia Jax being so physically imposing, she's actually larger than a man like Rey Mysterio, but he still got that little 619 in there. But this weekend, we have Alexa Bliss taking on Randy Orton. Intergender. That's the stip. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure who knows how much wrestling they'll do and how much is going to be like magic and smoke and blue goo and who knows.
And this is the moment.
Fireballs.
Fireballs, more black oil. I was trying to think the other day, I wonder what it is that he keeps coughing up. Like, literally what it is. Not what it's supposed to be.
Like pudding with food coloring?
Yeah, it was like liquidy pudding. I don't know what it is, but it was black. Were puddings like kind of brown? Because if it was too brown, it would have looked like he was vomiting poo. Right?
They put black food coloring on it, right?
You just put black food coloring in it, maybe.
And pudding, no big deal.
But yeah, this is the moment that we've been waiting for since TLC, back in December of 2020, of course. The Fiend needs to come back. To really set up this match for Mania, because we're kind of getting, feels like we've been building to Fiend Randy Part 2, the House of Horrors 2, Electric Boogaloo. We've been waiting for that horror movie. This is going to be it. Just really excited to see how they play this story.
Yeah, this is the... Yeah, I mean, I really don't know how they're going to do it. How they're going to go about it. Is it going to be all in ring? Is there going to be some cinematics? Who knows?
Yeah, we're also, I guess we also need to keep in mind when we're thinking of Mania, will we have any one of these cinematic matches on the card? Randy Fiend still feels like the one that would be cinematic, if possible, if that's the way we're going to go. If the Fiend does come back, I'm really excited to see, new mask, what new about it? Every time the Fiend or Bray Wyatt, whoever, every time that guy comes back, there's something new to his character.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, that's it. There's only 5 matches. I'm sure they'll add probably at least one more tomorrow.
Yeah,
6 matches,
maybe a
like.
quick, I guess it's Smack, or, of course, stay tuned to WWE socials, because for all we know, we could get a U.S. title bout coming soon.
Yeah.
We could. I mean, they've done it to us before. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they did it again.
Mm-hmm. But that was what Fastlane's supposed to be.
That's what Fastlane was supposed to be. We'll see if it actually ends up being that in the future.
Yeah.
And that was Fastlane, folks. Stay tuned. Let's get to our final segment. Let's get to the Wrestler of the Week.
It's the Wrestler of the Week, of the week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the week, of the week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the week, of the week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the week, of the week. The Wrestler of the Week.
Mike, I'm going to kick this one off. just because I think it's easy. We talked about it a lot. That main event, or I guess it technically wasn't the main event of Dynamite.
Well, we all know.
Because the lights, Justin Roberts told us the lights went out, therefore they're not responsible. Classic explanation. And like we said before, this is the type of match where nobody takes an L, even if you take the L. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. It was just incredible. That's all I got to say. It was my favorite match of the week, so that's really easy. This sort of seemed like a no-brainer after last night's Dynamite.
Yeah, it was one of the easiest picks ever. Both women gave it their all. Both women bled, but one woman bled a bit more. So we're going to give it to Dr. Britt Baker.
Another unanimous Wrestler of the Week. Of course, that is number 7 for the folks at home keeping score.
On the year?
On the year, that's correct. Yeah,
wow.
In 20...
Out of, 7 out of
11.
10?
11.
11. That's
Actually,
pretty
yeah.
good percentages.
So we've been on the same page. We've been on the same page this year, Mike. It's been nice.
Yeah. I mean, and so is the wrestling world. That's what we want. Consistent, good booking. And we got a lot of good shit this week.
A lot of good shit this week, and there'll be a lot of great shit next week. So, folks, thanks for listening. Remember, you can rate, review, like, and subscribe. Tune in next week because the road is going to start. Next thing you know, we're going 100 miles per hour. We're going 88 miles per hour. We might jump back to 1985.
To the future.
And then we might jump forward to 2025. Was that the year that they go into the future? I don't quite recall.
Well, they go back to like 1930s or 40s, don't they?
No, I think it's somewhere in the 60s.
60s?
Nah, we'll do our Back to the Future.
The movie takes
Either
place
way,
in the
we don't want to get to 88 miles per hour because we don't know where we'll end up. So you're going to want to stick around because the WrestleMania season is upon us.
Oh, yeah.
And thanks for listening, folks. Mike, you take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. See you later.
See you later.
Shoot.